Drama is no stranger to daytime television, but every once in a while, a moment comes along that leaves everyone talking. The showdown between conservative commentator Tomi Lahren and Sunny Hostin on The View was one of those moments. What started as a debate on immigration policies quickly spiraled into a personal and highly charged argument over ancestry, hypocrisy, and what it truly means to be an American.
The idea that immigrants come over here and they don't know anything and they're dragging us down, because we all come from immigrants, including you, Tomi Lahren.
She talks about low skills. What exactly are her skills?
Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh, my gosh. 1930 census says Tommy's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German. She didn't speak English.
But before we get started with this whole drama, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest news surrounding Hollywood. To set the stage, Tomi Lahren is known for her fiery rhetoric and unwavering stance on merit-based immigration. She's been vocal about her belief in following legal channels to enter the United States, a position that has made her a polarizing figure in political discussions. On the other side of the spectrum, The View's Sunny Hostin has been an equally passionate advocate for a more compassionate approach to immigration. Frequently challenging the right's narratives, this clash was bound to happen. It just took some 1930 census records to light the spark. The drama unfolded when Sunny Hostin decided to take a page from the book of Ancestry.com and bring Lahren's family history into the conversation. Hostin presented information that she believed undermined Lahren's stance, pointing out that Lahren's ancestors, who immigrated from Norway and Germany in the 1800s, didn't speak English even decades after settling in the United States. The implication? That Lahren's own heritage contradicted her position on modern immigration policies. But what could have been a nuanced discussion quickly turned into a spectacle. Lahren, true to form, wasn't about to let this attack slide.
Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally.
Instead of faltering under the weight of personal scrutiny, she leaned into it, using the opportunity to double down on her stance. She argued that her ancestors followed the legal process to immigrate and worked hard to build their lives without government assistance. A key distinction, she believes, sets past immigration, apart from today's border crisis. Whether you agreed with her or not, there was no denying her composure in the face of what many saw as a deeply personal dig. The moment Hostin brought up Lahren's family tree, it was clear that this debate had crossed a line. Political arguments are one thing, but delving into someone's ancestry to score a point on live TV, that's a bold move. While some viewers applauded Hostin's attempt to highlight what they saw as hypocrisy, others felt it was a low blow that strayed from the real issue at hand: how to address modern immigration challenges.
And for them to go that deep in your background, you have gotten under their skin to a level I didn't think was possible. What is it about you that bothers them so much?
Well, it's not just me, it's anybody who advocates for merit-based immigration or has an issue with open borders. And again, just like you said, they don't seem to understand that we, on the right, believe in immigration.
The broader debate centered on a key question: is immigration today comparable to immigration in the 1800s? On the surface, the comparison seems reasonable. After all, both involve people seeking better opportunities in a new land. But as Lahren pointed out, the context is vastly different. In the 19th century, immigration was largely unregulated, with people arriving in droves to claim land and build their lives. Today, the conversation is shaped by laws, security concerns, and the pressures of a modern welfare state. This apples to oranges argument became the crux of the tension between Lahren and Hostin. For Hostin, pointing out that Lahren's ancestors didn't assimilate immediately was a way to show that cultural integration has always been a gradual process. For Lahren, it was proof that her family respected the rules and contributed to the country without expecting handouts. These opposing interpretations reflect a broader divide in how Americans view immigration, one rooted in identity, history, and political ideology.
I do believe that the immigration crisis of today is apples to oranges from what it was in the 1800s, when immigrants came to this country legally, were documented, worked for themselves, asked for nothing, and built a life and a family. That has nothing to do with the illegal immigration crisis of today that we must deal with.
But let's not pretend this was just a policy debate. The personal nature of the attack turned it into something far more compelling and controversial. By bringing up Laren's great-great-grandmother, Hostin wasn't just challenging her arguments, she was calling into question her credibility and integrity. It's one thing to debate ideas, it's another to dig through someone's family history in the hopes of finding a contradiction. And then there was the response. Lahren didn't just defend herself, she flipped the script. Her reaction wasn't just about defending her ancestors' choices, it was about pointing out the absurdity of the entire situation. Who needs DNA tests when Sunny Hostin is apparently moonlighting as a genealogist? Her humor and composure turned what could have been an embarrassing moment into a rallying cry for her supporters. The fallout from this exchange was swift and divisive. Social media lit up with opinions, as it always does, with people on both sides weighing in. For some, Hostin's research was a clever way to expose hypocrisy. For others, it was a desperate attempt to discredit someone with a different viewpoint. The debate wasn't just about immigration anymore, it was about the ethics of using personal history as a weapon in political discourse.
I lost my job at a conservative network because I said I was pro-choice. That's a big no-no. There, it was a big no-no. I offended the community. I went on The View and I said, just a point that a feeling that I've had for a long time, I'm very limited government. Like, that's just me. I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just very limited government. That's my perspective on a lot of things. And I lost my job at a conservative network for that.
How did you know you lost your job? Like, what did that look like? So you go on The View, you say this, and then what happened?
Then they told me, don't come back on Monday to do your show. You're suspended indefinitely. That's how it was.
Were you shocked? Were you like, oh, this makes sense?
No, I was shocked. And that's why the lawsuit ensued. I have a view that some conservatives still to this day take a real issue with, and they tell me I'm not a real conservative or this or that. It's on both sides.
Meanwhile, the hosts of The View found themselves in a tricky position. While Hostin's attack resonated with viewers who opposed Laren's policies, it also raised questions about the tone and tactics of the show. The View is known for its spirited debates, but this exchange blurred the line between discussion and personal attack. It's one thing to challenge someone's ideas. It's another to turn their family tree into a battleground. As the dust settled, the conversation shifted back to the core issue, immigration policy. Lahren made it clear that her stance isn't about rejecting immigrants, but about enforcing the rules. She argued that there's a difference between legal immigrants who follow the process and those who cross the border illegally. This distinction, while central to her argument, is often lost in the noise of political debates. Her ability to articulate this point, even amid personal attacks, was a testament to her skills as a debater, whether you agree with her or not. Hostin, for her part, stood by her decision to bring up Laren's ancestry, framing it as a way to highlight the complexities of immigration. But the controversy overshadowed whatever broader point she was trying to make. By focusing so heavily on Laren's family, she inadvertently gave her opponent the upper hand. Lahren didn't just survive the attack, she thrived, using it as a platform to reinforce her narrative. The drama also reignited discussions about the role of identity in political debates. Laren's response, that her ancestors followed the rules and worked hard, was a nod to the American dream narrative that resonates with many conservatives. But it also raised questions about what it means to follow the rules in a country where the rules themselves have evolved over time.
You provide them with DNA, 23andMe, because I cannot believe the detail on your background that they were able to get.
Well, I don't have to. She did all the research for me, so I'm sure my family is very appreciative.
What about Joy saying, though, what are your skills? It's beyond research. It is personal. It is mean.
Well, of course, this is classical Joy Behar, but I would like to ask Joy Behar what her skills are, because perhaps we could swap stories. I know I watch Joy, and she seems like a highly skilled lady, but for her to attack me, that's really interesting. Those in glass houses should not throw stones.
Immigration policy in the 1800s was a far cry from the complex system we have today. And this historical context is often lost in debates that reduce the issue to sound bites. Ultimately, this clash between Lahren and Hostin was about more than just immigration. It was a microcosm of the broader cultural and political divides that define America today. On one side, you have those who see immigration as a cornerstone of the nation's identity, a process that should be as inclusive and compassionate as possible. On the other, you have those who believe in strict enforcement of the law and a merit-based system that prioritizes self-reliance. The irony of the whole situation is that both sides likely agree on more than they realize. Both Lahren and Hostin value the contributions immigrants have made to America. Both recognize the importance of assimilation and cultural integration, and both, in their own ways, are fighting for what they believe is best for the country. But in the heat of the moment, these commonalities are often overshadowed by the theatrics of live television. In the end, this drama wasn't just a clash of ideas, it was a reminder of how personal politics has become. When debates shift from policies to people, the stakes feel higher and the arguments hit closer to home. Whether you're Team Lahren or Team Hostin, one thing is clear: this debate is far from over. And if nothing else, it's proof that daytime TV can still deliver moments that keep us all talking. So what's your take? Is it fair game to bring personal history into political debates, or did this go too far? One thing's for sure: genealogy has never been this controversial or this entertaining. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.